just go back to Hawkgirl. Like, it's just, for one, I mean,
Crap,
the
that's
actress
an
is
engine
fine
failure.
for
We need to
Hawkgirl. I
lose
have no
weight,
problem
open the
with
door,
it.
throw everything out.
You got abs.
Save yourself! Jump out!
Right? And you have this fucking template, DC, too. Just animate, like, Justice League Unlimited, Batman the Animated Series. It's your fucking template. Just use that.
You got lucky. Falling in the deep snow probably saved your life.
Now, they just refuse.
You see those targets through the blizzard?
Superman's gonna be better
Head
than
over there.
I'll probably like it better than Fantastic Four. But at least we're scrutinizing it on nerd shit.
Yeah.
Which is normal.
Let it not be said that we don't care.
Hey, I'm Les Stroud. Look, I'm going to be honest with you. This isn't good at all. But I've been through a lot worse. The reality is that every decision you make right now is one of life or death. And here's the good news. I'll be right here with you. Good luck.
Thanks, bro.
So, we did hear that they do not say Truth, Justice, in the American Way in the movie at all. That was from the first test screening. So, they don't say, I don't think they use the phrase at all, but I think this is from a toy.
Yes.
So they say Truth, Justice, in the American Way. Which is just as bad. I mean, this is official language.
But what's it mean? You know, hey, spoiler alert, there's 8 billion humans on the planet and we're very different from each other.
Take a look at the watch on your left hand. Your biometric watch will keep track of important information that'll keep you alive, like your core body temperature. It's pretty cold up here. Tap the face of the watch.
Superman's gonna go loot a Target in the middle of saving.
When you're cold and hungry, it's easy to lose focus. This list of priorities. This is what dying looks like. Tunnel vision. You can hardly
through Captain America
game over
Brave New
when you
World,
get to this stage.
where they really wanted to show.
That paint on the rock is a great landmark.
Like,
Use it to find your way back.
America, okay? But they
Nah, you
tried to
won't.
shy away, and you saw Anthony Mackie talk about that. They wanted to really try to distance themselves from it just being an American character because they needed to appeal to the whole world.
Hey,
Well,
listen.
guess what?
I've done some location scouting for you. Come over here and check this out. Look at this. This is a perfect spot to get your fire going. You've got a rock wall in behind it that's going to reflect a lot of heat back at you throughout the night. And in behind me here, look at this. An excellent cave. It's a windbreak. That's really important. You want to get out of the wind. And you always have to have some kind of surface you can work on. And this little spot right here is going to be perfect for that. Either way, the next most important thing is to get warm. You don't want to become hypothermic. You need to get a fire going. Here. Take my knife. It's got a flint striker attached.
Thanks, bro.
That's the question we've
All
always
right,
had.
try it
This
out.
is
Strike the blade of the
Superman's
knife
an
across the
American
flint.
superhero. It's a very patriotic superhero, and apparently that hasn't been a problem internationally in the previous decades because kids have. Everybody knows what the Superman symbol is, and they don't hate it. So why not just be what it is supposed to be? But
All right, it's not as easy as it looks, is it?
And we'll see if
You really want to get a fire going, you're going to need a lot more tinder and
There was a
kindling.
lot of talk, mostly from Peter Safran, who did say the term
Yes, he did.
Truth, Justice, in the American Way. He did say that. I've always questioned, you know, James Gunn's not putting the fucking American flag out in front of his house like ever, much less on the 4th of July. So I don't believe that. And we'll see if hope is not a strategy. Hope is, I guess it's used by other things too. I'm sorry, look at the chat. Hope. It's when you fundamentally change what a thing is, you break it. Okay? I mean, it's like, how many times do we have to fucking say this? Like, they just don't understand. And they never will. Well, because they never respected Superman. You know this, as like, we've seen this in comics, too. Like, people have a really difficult time writing Superman. That's why I was refreshing to hear Mark Millar say, no, Superman's
Yeah,
easy.
perfect. That'll work.
It was in the first Superman's not a complex movie. They started with Truth, Justice, and Better Tomorrow, I think was the first kind of twist we had to the same in the comics. The craziest thing about this is such an unforced error.
See, now you're thinking.
You really don't want to
That's
say
gonna work.
Truth, Justice, in the American Way. You're putting a blurb on the back of these toys, and this is the motto that probably goes through like for everything that comes with it, right? Just say, as the embodiment of truth and justice, he soon finds himself in a world that views like these old-fashioned.
Yeah, that sounds
all you have to say.
All you gotta do.
It doesn't controversy. doesn't sound like an aberration of something that you're ashamed of.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what this is. They're ashamed of it. So you're coming out with this American superhero, and you're ashamed of America. You're like, we're already just a country, isn't it? Yep.
I think it's a mixture of, actually, I think it's a mixture of, because of just how fucking nuts things have been, the perception of people
good
around
grab.
the world in
Lip
America
balm.
is not...
It's made out of wax. That'll work
So I
well.
think
It's a
they're
great
trying to
accelerator.
do,
You can smear some of the wax onto the paper to help it burn.
Whenever you say truth, justice, and the American way, America's America. So, but it's kind of more realistically self-deprecating.
Like with Captain America, what they did with that.
Well, I think that was just retarded because there's no Captain America in the film.
Yeah, I think that's Hollywood's perception of the international opinion that they have a problem with it. Because they have a problem with patriotism, so they think everyone else does.
Exactly.
The reason why no one has a problem with the American way is because, like, it's understandable that Americans are patriotic. Because you're also patriotic about your country, so you kind of bond about having the same principle, but for a different reason.
I wouldn't expect Captain Pakistan to come out and say truth, justice, and the
Pakistan? Oh my god. That's like a South Park character.
All right, your winter boots made it. Well, hold on. Just one of them.
Pakistan. I'm Captain Pakistan. I'm here for the Japanese people.
Yeah, there is a sense that you have to kind of like piss up to the international crowd by not embracing your.
You can use that as tinder. Bad books make great fire starters.
Perception around patriotism, the nationalism, as if it's a bad thing.
And this is Wakanda.
We're going to flood out a country with people who are coming in, leaving their own countries because of, genocide, famine, all kinds of political monstrosities, while they're coming waving their fucking flags. And you're just like, maybe right now is a really good time to adopt some fucking patriotism.
Yes.
That's also why, though, because you can be patriotic about the thing if it's all... you can be patriotic about England if everyone's English. But if everyone is from everywhere all around the world, then it's not England anymore, so why are you patriotic? It's simultaneous way of destroying you.
All right, aftershave.
Yes,
See, now you're thinking survival. That's 70% alcohol.
Yes. they did. We'll talk about that later. Holy shit. But yeah, it'd be really, and maybe this movie turns out this way, and that'd be great. Maybe, Spider-Man, when it came out after 9/11, it was really inspiring. There's American flags everywhere, and that had a lot to do with its success. They needed, America, the world needed just, some escapism, something fun. And
Kurt Angle was given the WWF belt. He won it because he was the patriotic wrestler at that time. He was the one that came out always in the American colors, with the American flag, integrity, intensity, the three eyes and all that.
didn't the Patriots win the Super Bowl too? I'm not saying it's fixed. Okay.
Oh, did
But they did. Yeah. Yeah.
The one that gets me every time, even though he did some terrible things and terrible decisions, was when George W. threw a strike right down the middle at Yankee Stadium.
Yeah.
Like, that was just...
Dude, at every football game, the quarterback was coming out with American flag. People go, I remember Doug Flutie, when he was with the Chargers, came out. That was fucking crazy. But yeah, so...
Say what you want to about Bush, whatever. That was amazing. Out there in New York, like, with a bulletproof vest on under his jacket and shit, and just firing a fucking strike right down the middle.
That was good. That was good.
Almost as good as when he's fucking on the golf course giving an interview.
My favorite movie
to get out, right? They're out there running around, we're gonna get him, don't you worry. Now watch me smack this dry.
All right, you just learned a very important survival mistake. You dropped your knife on the ground, and that's a sure way to lose it. Stick it under your belt. Look down at your waist. You have a belt with 2 pockets, which you can attach things.
Good pitch, though.
Here's the knife
It'd be
again.
great if we
Put it
had
on
an
your belt.
inspirational and aspirational Superman. Like, that would be great. And I'm fine with it being a comic book, and I'm fine with him fighting kaijus, which they look a little better. But there's I guess there's an explanation with that one. I don't know if it's going to be great in the movie but
It'll be an aspiration.
aspiration.
Oh, but I did think that Bubble
I don't. I think that
Yeah.
scenes thing they did with the kids. I thought that like they should do marketing like that. That's great. Can Warner's DC Studios rise from the ashes with Superman analysis? I mean, it's restarting, so you're rising from the ashes.
A brutal
of
storm, wasn't it?
Never risen to
Looks
really
like the blizzard's gone for now, though. And look at you.
After
You got a fire going. Congratulations.
Also rising to restart
What are you looking
something
at?
that is only kind of restarting, and some.
Fuck you at, bro.
In other areas, it's. I don't know.
Yeah, it's really confusing because there's still aspects of like the Snyder Cut in James Gunn's Superman. Superman's James Gunn. But they're going to fix in Peacemaker.
The DCEU. There's still aspects of the DCEU universe that continue to exist in the new DCU, which makes no sense.
Well, don't you think the biggest one is the fucking clinging to the word hope?
I thought it was his wife showing up and everything, but that's
just nepo, mate.
Yeah.
Truth, justice, and the nepotism way.
So now I need to know, did Bloodsport, like, the person he shot in the Suicide Squad, with the Superman that he put in the hospital with a kryptonite bullet, was that Henry Cavill? Or was that David Cornsweet?
Don't know.
Because clearly, Peacemaker, who is in that movie, exists in a universe with the DCEU Justice League. Because we saw them at the end of season 1. Mm-hmm. And that show is continuing. Those characters exist.
No, it's a different Peacemaker.
Is it?
That's what they'll say.
There's multiple. It looks like there's multiple Peacemakers in this series.
Oh goodness.
Well, at the very end of the trailer, another Peacemaker points a gun at Peacemaker's head. Says, "What are you doing here?"
Who the fuck are you?
And it's got something to do with those pocket dimensions that are going to be in Superman, and they kind of introduce that in the Peacemaker.
The first fucking movie we're introducing multiverses.
I know.
I'm so excited. I love multiverses.
They're so neat, aren't they?
Space Lady.
It's never been done.
In the first movie, we're introducing Mr. Terrific, Guy Dunn, Hawk Girl, Maxwell Lord. You know, just like
Metamorpho. The engineer.
Fucking Ultraman. Are you fucking shitting me? It's like, hey guys, calm down with mixing the metaphors here, please. Fucking Zack Snyder's doing that for us. What, wait for Brainiac to turn up or something?
Which version?
He does at the end of the movie. As he shows up in the post-credit scene.
I think so.
I know he does. He does.
Try not to.
He does. Hal Jordan and Brainiac show up in the post-credit scene.
Do you remember how Brainiac was portrayed in the CW?
Yes.
Oh God, yes.
Brainy.
Oh God.
Oh, at first I thought you were talking about Smallville. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Arrowverse.
Wow, that's fucking gay.
At one point in that, they said he was so smart he could control gravity. And he's just like on a wall in the middle of a fight scene. Oh no!
Oh my god.
He weekly have lights in his forehead.
His version of him starts working with Kara and everything, and like they nicknamed him Brainy, and he's just part of the gang by season 4 or whatever the fuck.
Does he become a lesbian as well?
Yeah,
No, he joins the musical Wicked. He gets with the trans character.
The trans character, yeah. Dream.
So he's gay.
What is that character? That was when. It's sad to say that the introduction of the trans character was when I finally noped out of the internet.
Oh, it took you that long, huh?
Way long enough time of watching a real thing.
Don't get too ambitious when it comes to gathering supplies. This is pretty deep snow. If you push too hard, you'll exhaust yourself. The snow's up to your waist here. It takes incredible effort to walk through snow this deep.
They did that on my arm. Fucking.
This is my struggle.
This is my struggle. Wait, what?
What?
Right?
True.
What?
Look, the final solution for Brainiac.
If there was a bowling ball themed superhero, it would have that.
Thank God.
Who do you think you are? I am Trevor.
There is a mystery.
Yeah, the ball.
Yeah.
The thing is with him as well, they have the Tri-Hole kid, like a fifth dimensional intellect or whatever he used to say, but then he would constantly be outsmarted by the women that worked everywhere, and he just like, oh, you're so intelligent, I wish I was as good as you, like in the show.
Bro, can we find that? Can we find that clip of? It's a Martian Manhunter. Where there's a bunch of different Martians sequence in Supergirl, where the effects and the CGI and the graphics and everything, it just exemplifies everything that happened in the CW. I'm gonna see if I can find it.
The fact that the CW went on that long is a testament to failure. It's
There was a lot of early success, I think, that kind of carried it forward.
There was.
Terrible CGI. It's the first thing.
Yep. I got it too.
Try not to kill yourself.
Yeah. 20 years of their shows, like, what was it? I guess they had picked up
Come here, check this out.
Smallville and
See that plastic crate?
Supernatural was successful.
Yeah, I'll
for a
bet you
long
could use
time.
that.
So the thing with
That
we
is one
always talk
treacherous
about that,
location.
you know,
You
you
slip
didn't
from
make
there,
ever in its history.
and you're going all the way down. It's game over.
However, it doesn't
So how can you get out there?
necessarily mean that
How you gonna get that?
individual shows were profitable.
I don't know.
Yeah. It just means that all
Try
the
doing it
shows
without
in
killing yourself.
totality that they aired never made a profit. Oh, I hit the button.
What is this?
Turn that back on you.
What is happening?
You gotta play it from the beginning so we can listen. I just don't want it to get hit.
He's wearing a garbage bag?
Oh my god! Oh god!
It's like an AI generated.
What are you saying?
Wow, he's so fast.
Oh my god!
Six men.
There's Brainy, there's the lesbian sister.
There's a lesbian. It's just a few years old. Not that old.
Made in America?
That hairstyle was towards the end. That was the no touching without consent hairstyle.
This looks like foreign TV.
Unironically, if they wrote this to be like a parody and it was clever, people would watch the fuck out of this.
Have you ever seen the behind the scenes without the special effects?
Okay,
Wait, is
it's
this
brutal.
behind the scenes?
Wait. Why? It's Peru. Why have you seen the behind the scenes with the Oh my god.
Had porn version too, like.
Oh, it is the bad porn version because it's missing all the sex.
This is why it's funny when people call me a drifter for watching bad shows. I'm like, no, I did it before I made videos.
Yeah, dude.
We
all did. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Funny because Kara's sister, Alex, that's her name, right, Disbrew?
Yeah.
Alex. She, when it was on, it started on CBS. The first season was on CBS, and it certainly was. There was a lot of feminist messaging in it, and with Catherine and everything. But it was kind of like normal-ish. When it went to CW, it went from like, yeah, we gotta stick together, girl power, to let's make an entire arc of this season about illegal immigration.
Yeah, or gun control.
Let's make this thing about how fucking Jimmy Olsen is black and everyone hates him because he's black.
Try not to kill yourself.
Let's make a trans superhero. It was just.
Oh my god!
It gets worse.
Alex was straight, and then as soon as they moved into CW, they made her a lesbian.
That's what it's meant to be. The start is the best.
Okay. Let's take a look.
Smoking is awesome, kids.
Yeah, so this is him firing the smoke. Oh, it's frozen.
It's like he's jerking off two guys.
Wait, he's moving the fly.
It's like,
Wow.
oh no.
She actually had the super costume.
just render the city, but no people. So like no cars, no people. It's the emptiest place you've ever seen.
They all disappear.
Fuck out, mate.
They all disappear.
You guys go to CW's in town. We gotta go.
Everything filmed in Vancouver, I think.
Yes.
Listen, there's a lot of empty gravel pits outside of Vancouver where those bad guys need to get a buck with it. Alright? It's like a power
They just go to the woods in Supernaturals. Just go to the, into the...
Wait, you guys, I think comics are saved. Comic books, comic books, superheroes. So no matter what happens in July or Doomsday, I think they have a future because it's happened, boys. We did it.
Whatever do you mean?
White Savior did it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
We got him. White Black Panther.
It must have been inspired.
Finally, it's our turn.
Yeah.
We did it.
I feel steam.
Black Panther, I can.
I feel steam.
Yeah, I feel steam.
Finally we can get Ryan Gosling out of here.
Okay, so
There you go.
no, I can. Thank God, I can buy this as I've never been able to buy a Black Panther comic until now.
I'm just happy that little white boys everywhere who are never able to see themselves in a Black Panther comic will finally feel represented. That's
Martha's
all.
Vineyard forever.
Finally, we can see Black Panther playing Dungeons and Dragons hopping on a poking stick. Just
Finally, we hit the word dude after every sentence. Yay!
Yeah.
Finally,
Wakanda forever, dude.
Just leave our cards unlocked.
finally we can see the upper middle class life of Black Panther. Working in 1911.
Finally, we don't have to lock up the toiletries in the store.
We can go. We still have to do that.
Excuse me, sir, did you pay for that water? Yeah, you did. Fair enough. I can't wait till he fights his arch nemesis, the ice gorilla.
A smashed crate from the helicopter. That's gonna work.
Last time we met, you were only a Mayo cookie. I am the honky.
Yeah, and like,
You know the best part about all this? It's done by Christopher Priest, who's a black.
yeah.
Hilarious.
So
He is going to be a villain. He's
Of
not
course.
going to T'Challa. He's going to get back away, and everything will be right in the Black Utopia, right? But that's ultimately where the story's going to go, quite obviously. But
I'm sure that they've done this, right? This is my theory. They've done this because when we do our, superhero chat, it usually involves they race change this guy from white to this. They sexuality change this character from straight to gay. They gender change this
Try not to
character
kill
from
yourself.
male to female. They'll never do it the other way. They'll never do it the other way. Blah blah blah. And now they can say, well,
well, Christopher Priest is like he doesn't suffer fools, and he's talked openly about like they tried to just put me on all the because he's black, so like on all the black characters he's on no, and he's a really good writer, so I could definitely good. So this takes place in the new Marvel Knights. I haven't bought a fucking new Marvel comic in 4 years now, and I won't. Because fuck them. But apparently it's a new Marvel Knights moniker where this takes place slightly in the future in the 616, so near future, something like that. And Ryan's right. This is like some son, blonde hair, blue eyes. So I'm not seeing a lot of just family resemblance there.
Apparently it's T'Challa's
There was nothing before.
Yeah.
The royal family of England just randomly switched for no reason.
he's my mixed brother. And there you go. And I'm pretty sure the people that, the mother that people are connecting him to at this point is also black. So like, it really that would be his dad. So
He
I,
literally had
It usually happens the other way.
I mean, it was like, I imagine
white ancestor, maybe.
in 2 episodes, it's either going to be some misguided whatever who like recognizes the
Try not
error
to
of
kill
his
yourself.
way and like
Bro.
the black man,
Oh,
or it's
fuck.
gonna be a Trump allegory and he gets defeated, or it's gonna be a like post-apartheid South Africa type type of allegory, and he's going to be defeated. Like that's what's going to happen in a couple things. So I don't think this guy's like a permanent Black Panther.
No,
not at all.
However,
yeah. However, I do think that as we've seen with the introduction of Shell-Val, even if a character is only a female Silver Surfer for like 5 comic book panels, that justifies being able to use that character in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
I mean, it's canon. It was in the comics. It's a fictional character, guys. It doesn't matter. It's just a fictional character. And of course, Black Panther should be black. This is fucking retarded. And it's done to get headlines, and it worked. And I think it's fucking hilarious. I'm going to lean into this all day long. I fucking love this decision, no matter what happens, because you know what? Nobody's going to read the goddamn comic book. By the time it comes out, when we find out heel turns or is a evil to be, who gives a shit? Who cares?
Just wait till the Mary Sue writes that article saying they were cheering for it.
Yes.
Cheering for it.
Yeah. The first issue came out this week, so it is available for people to pick up if they really want to pick it up.
Try not to kill yourself.
I'm gonna get this fucking thing CGC 10.0.
True story. I was at the comic book store today, and I did not pick one up.
It's just ultimately the irony of the fact that they literally made the meme real. That's the funniest part about all this.
Yeah.
Yeah, now you have to take Ryan Gosling's head off and just put his.
Yeah. Well, a lot of the time when they do this, the villain's the best character in the thing anyway, and everything he wants is amazing.
You just,
it's like in Civilization.
You just fucking gave me an idea. Get that Black Panther 1/6 scale. Get a Ryan Gosling head. You can easily do that. Custom white Black Panther. Let's fucking go.
This is comic book accurate.
Yes. Oh my god. So, yeah, it's made headlines and it's fucking hilarious. And just watching, people on Twitter, they weren't bitching about Elon and fucking Trump, talk about this. And they should. He's from Africa.
That's been the best part, is watching the hypocrisy. The people who, every time it happens, say, well, it's okay.
Don't get too ambitious.
It doesn't matter.
When it comes to
doesn't
gathering
matter.
supplies.
It's a fictional character.
This is pretty deep snow. If you push too
It's
hard,
for other people to see
you'll exhaust
themselves.
yourself.
As soon
The
as
snow's
the
up to your
fucking
waist
shoes on the
here.
other foot, they were
It takes
screeching
incredible
about
effort
it.
to walk through snow this deep.
And that is fucked up. Black Panther
Fuck
shouldn't be black.
you.
It should be black. In the same way that Captain America shouldn't be
Look,
black.
you're punching
it should
through the
be
snow.
Steve Rogers, a
This
white
isn't
dude.
working.
It harkens
Don't just
back
scramble
to
up
when
there.
they were going to do
If you
another.
sweat, you die. When you
Harkens
sweat,
back
you
to
get
when
wet.
They were gonna,
And if you get wet in
race
windy
swap
conditions,
Bucky in the
just like here,
previous reboot,
you
and
lose a
Anita
lot of body
Sarkeesian
heat
got
very
all
fast.
upset about it. Of all fucking people.
Speaks of the Mary Sue also got released.
Yes.
That's it. Which I thought was hilarious.
I wonder what she's doing these days.
You fuck with franchises
Yeah.
that
Emotionally
put that
minded.
in, you'll get the round.
Seeing all the money that she stole.
Yeah. Counting it.
Oh,
I think that's
stole
long
a lot of money.
no, someone invested in art, remember?
Oh, right.
So that is your new Black Panther, ladies and gentlemen of the future. Art by Joe Quesada.
Light overlords.
Thank you. We did it!
One more summer.
Where are the black women at?
Yeah. There should be a speech bubble right there.
Legion of Beamers, do your stuff.
Yeah. Go! Oh my god.
By the way, if we just bring up those Superman posters.
White chocolates.
Why?
Why? This is gonna be like the longest setup for
Yeah.
Faster!
Can we just have James Gunn in one, please? James Gunn, please. James Gunn.
Somebody did that.
Yeah, somebody already did it.
Yeah.
Another thing I'm gonna point out again is the font. The logo's terrible.
It's CW. Look,
It just says Superman. Like
Yeah,
nothing
it is
dynamic
very-
about it.
Plain. It's not stylized. It doesn't match with it. It matches with everything. It matches with nothing. It's very.
Yeah, and it makes you wonder. I think like rights issues has a lot to do with costume changes
Come
and
here,
everything.
check this
'cause,
out.
he-
See that plastic crate?
Superman becomes public domain
Yeah, I'll bet you
soon.
could use that.
Very,
That
very
is one
soon. I can't
treacherous
find it.
location. You slip from
Yeah,
there,
I mean,
and you're going all the way down. It's game over.
Yeah.
Like at this point,
So how can you get out there?
No one,
How are you going to get that?
Stewards of Superman haven't been doing a lot to convince me.
Nope.
Try doing it without killing yourself.
No, but can't wait for that white Black Panther
Try not to
movie.
kill yourself.
I'm there opening day.
I think it will be the white people's Black Panther.
What the fuck?
What?
Sure. What?
What?
I recognize it feel like a tongue twister. How many whites?
Well, you think it will be white people's Black Panther for black people?
We're all the represented. Yes.
What, where they stand outside the cinema and stop them going in so that everyone can
No,
remember
when
that was
they
like,
give
this is for
us
us.
Oh my god.
So does that mean we'll get discounted? It's our time.
I hope so.
Remember, who was it? Somebody said, if you're white and you've bought a ticket for Black Panther, you need to give it to Black
Come
Panther.
here, check this out.
I
See that
can't.
plastic crate? I bet you could use that. That is one treacherous location. You slip from there, and you're going all the way down. It's game over. So how can you get out there? How are you going to get that?
His 3/4 tickets, his 1/4.
Yeah, I can only watch like the first 45
Try doing it without killing yourself.
Now you
Walk out.
want it. Oh.
I was just thrilled to hear that I
Uh-oh. New DC news.
Uh-oh.
Always good news.
Always.
That's right. There's bound to be legal drama when Batman and Superman enter the public domain in coming years, but experts caution there's no precedent for the thorny issue. The horny issue.
What do they mean? There's present. Public domain has existed for decades.
Yeah, maybe something of
Like,
this
we know
scale.
exactly what it means.
Well, maybe something of this scale.
It means a shitty, straight to DVD, bottom of the barrel horror movie's gonna come out.
Well,
With
it's gotta be
Batman.
it's gonna be Golden Age Superman and Batman, and it has to be very specific to the certain time. Same with Flash Gordon, yeah, and there's been a lot of
That would be badass. So, like, imagine public domain, Superman goes in, and somebody spends $200 million on an original version of Superman, traditional, like, that would be great.
1930s Art Deco.
Yeah.
He can't fly. He can only jump. Stuff like that.
Batman's blowing people away with a gun.
Yeah, he's shooting communists with a machine gun.
Yes. Oh my God. Take my money.
Dude, have a Batman, a John Wick-esque film. Oh man, you could do that for nothing.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah. No, it's I forgot what the date's coming up, but it's soon.
1920.
it's 100 years, right? 100 years from
No,
the Green Master.
I think it's slightly.
It's supposed to be
Slightly less.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be 75.
I think it's 20. I think it's 35. I think it's 2035.
Yeah, they Grandmaster said 2034 for Superman, 2035 for Batman, and Wonder Woman is 1937. Sorry, 2037. 2037.
Hey, and then right after that, the Batman 2 will come out.
Didn't already have to save the public to release.
Someone else will have made it.
Right. Oh my goodness. Let's go to Doctor Who.
Start and go.
Well,
Have you not been
next.
streaming, Gary?
Nope. I'm tired. Fuck off.
It's the hell of a world, mate. Have you done it, mate? Stop. I'm out.
That's it. Huh?
Doctor Who thought,
That's what. Yeah.
Yay!
Oh,
So we've definitely got a lot more clarification since the regeneration into Billie Piper.
Try not to kill yourself.
Much worse. She's got a horrible phrase. Yeah.
that was my favorite response to this. Everyone didn't say, is she the Doctor? It was just,
Nah,
what's
you
she
won't
done
get
to her face?
How dare you?
I don't know how to feel about this. A lot of people do say it looks like me.
Damn. Doctor regenerated into Chrissy Mayer. She's gonna tell racist jokes next season.
Yeah, I just feel a little, I just feel a little filler.
This isn't the first time the Black Man's pulled out of me.
I guess it was appropriate that Shooty Gatwa was wearing a fucking dress
Okay,
this
well, I
entire
guess that'll work.
episode.
So long as
So
you
that
can go
when
down
he
and get it.
regenerated.
You can't go down from here, so you have to figure out another way down.
Ryan, he didn't know he was the Doctor, and when he finally remembers he's the Doctor, he puts on his battle skirt,
Battle skirt.
He walks down some stairs, drops his suit jacket on the side, and then he's standing there like to hero music as it zooms in on him wearing the skirt.
I know, that was so awful.
And he looks like he's in like RuPaul's Drag Race. So let's go, girls!
They regenerate clothes now as well.
They lie to him, baby. They go, surprise!
Try not to kill yourself.
Well, last time they generated though, is Tennant had some of the clothes on, and Shooty had other clothes. What if Billy Piper generated and tits were hanging out?
That would have spiked the ratings a little bit.
It would be that.
Doctor Who is one of those shows.
Yeah.
Well, sign me up.
Oh my God! Why am I forgetting the name of the show? What was the show that was on Showtime that she was in with Frankenstein and Ava Green? Penny Dreadful. Yeah, she's named.
A piece of the helicopter. Okay, I see something here you're gonna need. Unscrew those hose clips using your knife.
Secretary or Call Girl, she used her body before.
That was Daisy Ridley's first acting appearance as Corp number 1.
Yep.
Now like Daisy Ridley.
Was it?
Don't forget that crate.
Had her laying her face, laying face down in that one. She might have got more roles.
You know, we should put her in the new Star Wars.
It's all about proportion. It's not about size. It's about proportion.
Yeah. As long as you've got cleavage, you can over which space.
So look at the logo there too. Good God.
A few companies that still is actually doing something with it.
You're looking a little cold. Better get back to the fire.
The Radio Times was once owned by the BBC.
Yes. Gatwa deserves as much praise as Christopher Eccleston after an early Doctor Who.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, that's why we should praise him, because he left early.
Yeah. Well, Gatwa certainly deserved more time. Okay, define that. How did he deserve more time? Please explain that. Because all his ratings were the lowest in the show's history. So I would argue he didn't deserve the time he got.
He deserves lower ratings is what he deserves.
That's the audience's fault.
Well, it all depends on whether or not you're grading by the meritocracy or grading by inclusion and diversity. They're very different outputs.
Because equity would say you have to start off with like the highest ratings, and then you add on top his ratings, and then it's actually he's the highest rating. Yeah, it's equity.
So while Gatwa certainly deserved more time as the Doctor, he most definitely didn't need it, guys. He was just brilliant all the way through. It was fucking terrible.
Brilliantly retarded.
My favourite bit is where she gets told that he's had a baby with a woman, and he just bursts out laughing.
Yeah.
And then,
So did I.
Would he really believe it?
Better stay here for a second and warm up.
How dare you?
You see that ring around the base of the fire? That's the fuel gauge. When you only see a little bit of it left, it's time to gather some more wood.
I've been to every fast food restaurant. I have a child.
I went to the corner store.
Nearly 20 years have passed since the day Christopher Eccleston regenerated into David Tennant. Apparently, a lot of fuckery happened behind the sets on that, by the way.
Hey, look at all that great stuff you've got there. I bet you can make something out of this. You know what? If you're going to try to get up to that chopper, you're going to punch through the snow. You have to increase the surface area that you're walking on. So why don't you turn all of this into snowshoes? Here, I've got the other boot for you.
Stay with me. No, I'm not going to stay. Like, do we have to read this whole thing? Are they going to try to tell us how Shooty was good? I have more understanding as to why an actor like Christopher Eccleston, or indeed Shooty Gatwa, would choose to leave Doctor Who.
Eccleston left early because he couldn't stand Russell
Go
T.
ahead.
Davis,
Place the
Lauren
crate on the
Tranter,
take
Phil
the knife out
Coulson,
and cut off the
was
sidewall.
it Jane Tranter? Yeah, they couldn't stand them.
Yeah, and stated it publicly at a con. It's a great clip.
Yeah.
Use it all the time.
Now center your boot on the crate.
So, did Shooty leave, or was he fired?
To be fair.
Yeah, I was gonna say, does
Yeah.
anyone actually
I
care?
don't really care. No.
The
not-
outcome was good.
If he was fired, they certainly would want to soften it as much as possible.
Yep.
In terms of its public perspective.
Well, this is why. This is exactly why they put Rose in at the end. They put Rose in at the end because they can't have the word "canceled" be floated out there. Because you can't have canceled the first black gay male doctor. And you have to say it like that, the first black gay male doctor, because he's not the first gay doctor, nope. He's not the first black gay doctor, nope. He's the first black gay male doctor, because the last 4 doctors they have introduced since Peter Capaldi, all 4 of them been gay. They're all gay. David Tennant is 14.
And when everyone's gay, nobody's gay.
Exactly.
True. You go to a furry convention, you'll learn.
I'll take your word for it.
Have you been to one?
Yes.
Yeah, we
Wait,
do.
what?
Wait, what?
Yeah, Az and I went to Atlanta a few weeks back.
We were donkey.
Which one was the ass?
We were no, you were a spotted cow with boots on. Okay. So indeed, Shinagawa would choose to leave Doctor Who, what with the uncertainty of the Disney Plus deal. Well, considering that Tony Gilroy just came out and said that Disney Plus is broke and they're cutting all their funding, I'm guessing they're gonna. That's the one thing we'll get a word on. I think we will get an official word soon on Disney pulling the plug on Doctor Who. I don't think we'll ever hear that it's canceled.
I'm surprised it lasted this long from everything I hear about it.
Yep. And the show's future in general, not to mention a wealth of career opportunities ahead of him. Wow. Dave has planned.
There's the thing. Over here, he might be a special, unique snowflake that all the London lobbies absolutely adore. When he goes over to America, that's 10 a penny. Like, he could be replaced in an instant.
I don't know where he thinks his career is.
Although there were rumors that one of the reasons he left was because a perfume company offered him, I think it was the same or double the amount of money he would get for a year on
Now
Doctor
you
Who
can use
for
the
two
hose
years.
clamps to attach the boot to the crane.
Wow.
A perfume company?
I'll put on a fucking dress for that.
That's because he murder on his knees. I doubt the BBC played big bucks for even these kind of roles.
So, future in general, not to mention the wealth of career opportunities ahead of him playing the gay best friend in sitcoms. But still, there was no less of headache or heartache involved as I watched him wrap up his tenure as the 15th Doctor this weekend gracefully, bowing out after just 2 seasons of the show. Graceful. He bowed out after he bowed out of Eurovision. The second gayest thing that was on that day.
After they had to run 10 minutes worth of extra footage to add on the end, just to give him a goodbye that was never filmed.
Yep. And they always plan to have him quit in the middle of the week.
I mean, we had a different ending for the episode, filmed, ready to go with more storylines, but no, it was always fun.
Nope. I won't bother to pretend I'm not upset that this immensely talented actor has to say goodbye to the Doctor, having never faced the Daleks, the Cybermen, or the Master.
Although they did.
I'm sure they wouldn't have stood a chance.
I thought they would leave all that garbage, or sorry, not garbage, because it's not. All that baggage behind this new version of the Doctor.
Did you notice the Master?
Say the Master.
Both the Master and the Ronnie.
Exterminates it, so
Both the Master and the Ronnie were Indian, so both evil Time Lords Indian. What are you trying to say there? What's going on, BBC?
I'm trying to say.
The Daleks were just scared he'd come up with a new use for their ice storm.
Dude, I could have sworn Sasha Dewan was Pakistani, and I had the best, partition Time Lord joke for my video, and I couldn't use it because he's Indian too. I'm like, God damn it. He actually is. He would have been a good doctor.
Yeah.
He would have been a good doctor. Or the fact that 2 seasons of 8 episodes, 3 of which were Dr. Light, is just a third of what we saw with David
just
Tennant
made
and Matt
yourself
Smith's
some
Doctor.
snowshoes.
In short,
To
we
put them
deserve
on,
more
just
time.
bring them closer to your body.
No.
These hack snowshoes.
This thing
Just
should have
trick.
been.
You're not punching through the deep
Like,
snow
if he
anymore.
actually won the
I think you can make it up to a helicopter
But he
now.
looks like a man at least.
Well, no, his Barbie looks more butch than him. Okay, it looks. That's
like Billie Piper will be the first woman doctor to have actually had an upgrade.
She's not gonna be
It is true.
Not included.
Is Botox an upgrade? Many seem to think so.
It's all relative.
But this is not a piece for mourning and mourning. It's just a piece for celebration because while Gatwa
A backpack is an awesome find. Just bring the backpack closer to your body. Watch your head. Press the X button, crouch, and enter.
Flag Queen, it's my mom. She had the ass shit.
A tin box. Perfect. I can show you a trick with that. But you need to find something organic. Some kind of fat. It might not be a big one. Get everything and get out. It's too cold to spend too much time up here.
That's our word.
He will be forgotten very quickly. Good luck in Hollywood.
It's working now, but batteries don't last
Sure,
long in
you'll
the
do
cold.
just fine there. You'll make lots of producers happy.
Good, that's a piece of cotton fabric. That's going to be useful. For
Don't
something.
forget your knee pads.
Yep. We can get some interesting casting for
A long pole like that will always be useful.
Cursed Child,
I'd
which
put it in the
I hate.
backpack.
Tom Felton's back.
Water bottle. This will make hydration easier. Fortunately, in this environment, water isn't that scarce. It's one less concern you have for survival.
I mean, the last time I saw it, he was on the fucking Supergirl show. So, the Flash, not Supergirl, the Flash.
He's in Planet of the Apes, and he's done a couple other things too.
You know, he was the only one. The only
Yeah,
one
that's
that
perfect.
didn't come out
Great
as
idea. Now put it on your head. Stay warm.
Yep.
Really?
He also does a lot of the fan events too.
Yeah.
He comes across as a decent guy, but it might be his only option.
Yeah, he was in when YouTube was when they were making Cobra Kai, they did a sci-fi series. I can't remember the name, but he was in that. And when they were trying to.
Awesome idea pulling that compass out.
But
Now you can take a bearing.
I mean, it's great
Set a
casting. Too
heading.
bad it's in the Cursed
Get yourself
Child,
off
which
this
is
mountain.
fucking terrible.
The snow blows in. You won't be able to see anything, and you're going to need that compass.
Drake is back. Harry Potter star Tom Felton didn't talk shit about J.K. To reprise his role on stage, and J.K. Rowling acknowledged this. She actually acknowledged this.
Yeah, because he didn't talk shit about it.
Well, it's interesting what she's acknowledged and what she hasn't acknowledged. She's acknowledged the kids, not Black Snape, not anything else about the show, but she acknowledges this. So, I mean, she's paying attention. I think she's trying to stay as far away from the show as possible, but good for him.
He looks like a priest on the right hand.
He does.
It would be an interesting career path for a wizard, I assume.
Could be.
It'd be cool if somehow like this role he's taking on might help him potentially get the role of Lucius in the series. That'd be cool.
That would be really neat. Yeah.
And there's her response. Okay. Look at that.
Do you believe in Christ?
All right, this fire's going to die. We're going to need some more fuel.
Avada Cristo.
Hey, did you guys see the 007 game reveal?
Yeah, the trailer.
This Tom Felton thing?
Hang on. What was that, Ryan?